Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to unpack complex sources and pull out those crucial, unforgettable insights for you.
And today, yeah, we're tackling a really foundational text. It's caused a lot of debate, but it's undeniably influential. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles.
Foundational is right. This deep dive feels essential because this book, what, from 1910?
1910, yeah. It really set the stage for a lot of modern thinking on success, manifestation, that whole area. It's short, very direct, and makes some, well, huge claims.
And that title, The Science. He means it literally, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Our sources stress this isn't presented as philosophy to ponder. It's framed as a practical manual for people who need results, specifically money.
Get the money first, worry about the deep theories later.
That's the vibe. It basically says take these core ideas on faith, act on them, and prove it to yourself. No hesitation allowed.
And the stakes. Wow. Right from the start, the text says failure is what? Impossible if you follow the steps correctly?
Impossible. That's the promise.
Oh.
Which, forces us to look at why he'd say that. What's the foundation?
Okay, so what is it?
It all kicks off with the monistic theory of the universe. The idea that one is all and all is one.
Hold on. Monism. For listeners maybe not up on their Spinoza or Hindu philosophy, what does that actually mean for getting rich? Just everything's connected.
It's deeper than just connection. It's about identity. It's saying the money you want, the air you breathe, it's all made of one single original substance. And crucially, this substance thinks.
Okay, a thinking substance.
Right.
And Wattles links this back to ancient philosophy and thinkers like Emerson.
Right. And if you accept that fundamental unity, the logic follows that the universe itself, this one substance, inherently desires more life, more expression, more increase for everything, including you.
Which makes the next big controversial point maybe a bit clearer.
Yeah.
This idea of an inalienable right to be rich.
Yeah, the book just flat out challenges the notion that poverty is somehow noble.
It doesn't just challenge it, it flips it completely. It argues you actually can't live a complete life, can't fully develop your talents or your mind or even your soul unless you're rich.
Because development needs resources. It requires using things, experiences, tools, education, and in our world, those things cost money.
So being content with less than you're capable of using and enjoying. The book calls that sinful. That's quite a statement.
Yeah.
A total reversal of common moral ideas.
It absolutely reframes ambition. It becomes almost a spiritual duty. The text breaks down life into three motives: body, mind, and soul, and none is better or holier than the others.
Right. They're all essential for a full life. The body needs good food, rest, comfort.
The mind needs books, study, travel, art.
Okay.
And the soul, crucially, needs love. And the book argues poverty hinders the expression of love.
How so?
Because, it says, our highest happiness comes from giving to those we love. Love naturally expresses itself through giving. If you have nothing to give, you can't fully be a parent, a partner, a friend, a citizen in the way you might want to.
So the desire for riches, in this light, isn't selfish greed. It's framed as the desire for a fuller life, needed for, complete self-expression.
Exactly. And because it's seen as necessary, Wattles then moves into the how, the mechanics. He insists getting rich follows specific laws like algebra, an exact science.
Okay, the exact science part. This is where he starts knocking down the usual explanations for wealth, right?
Precisely. He's very clear about what getting rich is not down to.
So, first,
Not environment. He points out rich and poor people live and work side by side. Same town, same businesses sometimes. Location helps, sure, but it's not the cause.
okay, makes sense. What's next? This one's tricky.
Yeah, not talent or ability. This is maybe the most jarring one. He says plenty of brilliant, talented people stay poor.
While others may be less obviously gifted, he uses some pretty blunt terms like blackheads or sickly. They get rich.
He does. It's quite stark. The point is, innate talent isn't the deciding factor.
Wow, okay. And third,
Not thrift or saving. Another sacred cow challenged. Lots of careful, thrifty people are poor, he says, while free spenders often get wealthy.
so if it's not location, not talent, not saving, it has to be about doing something differently. This certain way he keeps mentioning.
That's the core claim. It's about applying this specific method.
But where does the wealth actually come from then? If it's not just about competing for limited resources or being smarter, is opportunity really limited?
No, that's a key rebuttal. He says the supply is inexhaustible. There's an invisible supply. He calls it formless stuff or original substance, filling all the spaces in the universe.
Okay, let's just pause on formless stuff. We mean the raw sort of creative potential, the unformed base of everything.
Exactly. It's the potential from which all forms are made, and it's constantly creating more. So the idea is nobody needs to be poor because nature ran out of stuff. The supply is unlimited.
Which brings us back to that metaphysical core you mentioned. This stuff isn't just passive goo, it thinks.
Yes, it's a thinking substance. And thought is the only power that can make tangible things, tangible riches, appear from this substance. The universe fundamentally is a thought world.
And humans.
Yeah.
Where do we fit in?
We are thinking centers. We can originate thought. And by impressing our specific thoughts onto this formless substance,
We cause the thing we think about to be created.
that's the mechanism proposed, which leads directly to the first practical action step.
Which is?
You have to form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want, not just, I want more money. It needs detail, specificity. You hold that picture constantly in your mind, like a sailor fixed on their destination port. Vague desires don't cut it.
Okay, but lots of people daydream about being rich. I mean, I picture a nice house sometimes. Why doesn't that just manifest if the substance responds to thought?
Good question, because just dreaming isn't enough. That makes you a dreamer, Waddles says, not a scientist applying a law.
So what else is needed besides the clear picture?
Two crucial things: purpose and faith. Behind that vision, you need the solid purpose to actually realize it, to bring it into the physical world. And you need unshakable faith that the thing is, in a sense, already yours.
Already yours. Before you have it.
Yes. In the mind of the substance, it exists the moment you think it with faith. He quotes, "Believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." You have to believe you're receiving now. That's the key distinction.
Believe you receive.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes real mental discipline. And how do you maintain that connection, that belief, especially when reality looks different?
Through gratitude. Constant, genuine gratitude.
Gratitude. How does that work?
Gratitude connects you harmoniously to the formless intelligence. Being thankful for what you already have, for the process unfolding, aligns your mind with the creative source. It keeps the channel open, ensures your thoughts are received.
And the opposite. Focusing on lack, complaining.
That breaks the connection. Dwelling on appearances of poverty or illness or problems that transmits those negative forms back to the substance, you start losing ground. Doubt is fatal to the process.
Which means you have to actively guard your mind.
Absolutely critical.
Mm.
Use your willpower only on yourself to force yourself to think correctly and act correctly. Waddles is adamant. Avoid news, books, conversations that focus on limitation, poverty, sickness, or anything that contradicts this creative principle. Don't let groony images take root.
That sounds incredibly hard, constantly policing your thoughts against the evidence of your senses sometimes.
It's perhaps the hardest part. Maintaining that constructive thought pattern requires real effort, real will. But it's deemed essential.
Okay, so you've got the thought, the faith, the gratitude. The mental side is set. What about action and interacting with others?
Right. This leads to the crucial shift, moving entirely from the competitive mindset to the creative one. The formless substance wants more life for all. It wants increase for everyone. So it will create for you, but it won't take things away from someone else to give to you.
So no zero-sum game. You getting rich doesn't mean someone else gets poorer.
Exactly. You must eliminate any thought that you need to beat someone, outsmart them, or take their share. That's the competitive plane, and it limits you.
Okay, so how does this play out in actual business? There has to be an ethical guideline here.
There is a very clear one. The rule for action is you must give every person more in use value than you take from them in cash value.
Hold up. Give more use value than cash value. Let's unpack that. Give me an example. Like if I sell coffee.
Okay, the cash value is the $4 you charge for the latte. The use value is, well, the quality of the coffee, the pleasant service, the comfortable atmosphere of your shop, the energy boost it gives the customer, the moment of pleasure. That total benefit the customer receives must genuinely be worth more to them than the $4 they paid.
So it's about creating genuine value that exceeds the price tag, not just scraping by, or worse, exploiting people.
Precisely. If your business model inherently involves shortchanging people, providing shoddy goods, or relies on deception, the book says you have to get out of it immediately. Find something where you can provide superior use value.
That adds a strong moral dimension.
Oh.
Okay, now, let's tackle probably the most controversial bit. The advice on helping the poor.
Yes, this often raises eyebrows. Waddles argues you cannot effectively help the poor by, say, focusing your study on the problem of poverty or just through traditional charity work.
He actually says charity can perpetuate the wretchedness. That sounds harsh. What's the reasoning?
From this specific metaphysical viewpoint, focusing on poverty, studying it, lamenting it, even engaging in pity-based charity reinforces the mental images of lack and limitation, both in your own mind and potentially in the minds of those you're trying to help.
So what is the way to help, according to this science?
The only truly effective way, he claims, is to get rich yourself using this creative method. Become living proof that it's possible. You inspire them, you show them the way out by demonstrating abundance, rather than getting bogged down in the appearance of scarcity.
Become an example, not just a donor of spare change. It's challenging perspective.
It really is.
So we have the mindset, the non-competitive approach, the value exchange. What's the final piece of the puzzle?
Action. This is where many fail, according to the text. Thought starts the process, faith sustains it, but you only actually receive the desired thing through personal action.
Thought brings it to you, action lets you take it.
Exactly. And the crucial point here is act now.
Urgency.
Absolute urgency. Act in your present business, your present environment, with the people around you now. Don't wait for the perfect job or to move to a better city or for conditions to change. You can only act where you are right now. Delay is fatal.
Okay, act now. But how should you act? Just be busy.
No, the action must be efficient. And efficient action means doing everything you do each day with the full power of your vision, your faith, and your purpose behind it. Even small, seemingly trivial tasks.
So infusing every action with that mental state of abundance and purpose.
Yes, every efficient act is a success in itself. And these successful actions accumulate. They build momentum.
What about someone working for wages? How does this apply if you don't own the business?
Good question. For the employee, advancement comes not just from doing your current job well, it comes from being mentally and energetically too big for your current role.
Too big.
Meaning, you hold the vision for advancement, you act with efficiency and purpose, and you project this sense of increase, of growth, to everyone you interact with, colleagues, supervisors, customers. You fill your current place, but you overflow it with your mental attitude of progress. The idea is, if you consistently do this, the supreme intelligence, as Waddles calls it, will present you with opportunity for advancement. Whether it's a promotion, a better job elsewhere, or the means to start your own venture. You just have to keep doing today's work perfectly while holding the vision and faith for more.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up then. This science seems to be a pretty rigorous step-by-step process.
It is. Let's recap the core steps. 1. Accept the monistic theory, the thinking substance on faith.
2. Form a clear, detailed mental picture of what you desire.
3. Hold that picture with unwavering faith and definite purpose to realize it.
4. Cultivate continuous deep gratitude to stay aligned with the creative source.
And 5. Act now, efficiently, in your current environment, always aiming to give more use value than you receive in cash value, and stay on the creative plane, not the competitive one.
It's a demanding system, but what's fascinating is how it reframes the whole motivation.
Right. The book ultimately argues that the best way to serve God, or humanity, or the universe, however you frame it, is simply to make the most of yourself. And that, according to Waddles, requires getting rich through this specific creative method.
So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. If you accepted, just hypothetically, that the universe genuinely wants you to have everything you desire for your fullest expression, how would reframing your goals away from selfish want towards a desire for fuller expression change how you approach your plans, your actions, maybe even just your to-do list starting today?
That's definitely something to think about.